All right, we are going to begin. Let's rock and roll. I want to thank everyone for taking the time out of their busy schedules to come and join me on this Ignite My Finances webinar. My name is Sharpan. I am the CEO and co-founder of Invest, the parent company behind Global Exchange. This is the official Ignite My Finances webinar where we try to provide a perspective to the average cryptocurrency user as to how they can position themselves to really take their finances to the next level. And we do that by shedding some light on a topic that's not talked about much in crypto, on a vertical that I think is overlooked more and more of the time, and by providing solutions that allow people to engage with that incredible new vertical. I call it the golden goose of crypto that most people are really just not aware of, or they're not plugged into. And so that is the purpose of these webinars. We try to articulate that in as many ways as possible. It's the same message, but the message is so dynamic, it grows so effectively, and it's so important for people to interact with it, that we hope that we can really drive it home in a way that makes sense to you, in a way that you can be inspired to at least get more information and get involved in a way that works for you and your family. So this is how the breakup will go. The first part of the webinar will be me explaining who we are as a company. This is like a 5-minute overview as it pertains to what our background is, who Invest is, who Global Exchange is, who I am, who the management team is, so that you guys have an idea of who and what type of company you're learning about. Because I think it starts with leadership when you're really getting involved in something. So I'm gonna try to knock that out as quick as possible. I don't wanna spend too much time talking about that. We'll go straight from there into the more important topic, which is what is this golden goose? Who's getting into it right now? How do some people get into it? How do some people not know about it? And then thirdly, we will discuss how our product aims to kind of democratize that golden goose in crypto, and really help people take advantage of it, and take advantage of some of the problems that these market opportunities bring forth. And lastly, we will look at how you guys can get involved as a user, as a broker, as someone that can make money, as someone that can just use the product, so that you guys can have a full understanding of what's available at the gambit of Global Exchange. Couple housekeeping rules. I do talk very fast. I do say a lot of crypto jargon. I will share my screen the entire time, so make sure that you can see my screen, because that's where all the reference material will be. And above and beyond that, let's have a good time, and let's make sure that let's make sure that we can really leave today by gleaming something that maybe we didn't understand when we got in here today. So without further ado, I'm going to begin. Just trying to figure out how to float my camera here. Should I get exit full screen? Yeah, and beautiful. Okay, so with that being said, let's go straight into it. I will begin sharing my screen. It all started for us in early 2017. I hope you can see my screen. If you cannot, let me know. I will make sure to adjust it. It all started for us in late 2017, when we watched the cryptocurrency markets really burgeon. And for the first time, we saw average people getting interested in crypto, it became more than a really speculative financial asset that only the very educated or the very risky were participating in. And if you remember, in 2017, crypto went from about $1,000 in January to almost $20,000 by the end of the year. So it had a lot of mass market interest just on the back of the incredible price increase. And so what we wanted to do, and when I say we, I'm referring to me and my co-founder, Mr. Warren Carson. Both of us were natively from a place called Toronto, Ontario, which is up in Canada. And we saw that there was a huge opportunity for a platform to target an older demographic, a demographic that was neglected by the other companies, and really build a safe institution for people to get in crypto. I mean, this could be considered like a wallet software that had a lot of the perks of a retail banking operation. And that's what we did. We launched a company called Invest Bank. We built an online banking software that was accompanied by an offline banking strategy with physical branches. We have our flagship one that we piloted in Toronto that you can go check out. And really what we were trying to do at the time was, how can we make it easy for people to get in? How can we make it easy for people to trust what we were doing so that we can drive a new breed of customers, less sophisticated, less risk tolerant into crypto? So this is our flagship location in Toronto. It's a former TD Canada Trust. Take a look. So that kind of gave you an understanding of, and the reason I thought it would be important to show that and kind of give you a background is because it really shows what type of mission that we're on from day one. Even though this webinar is about Global Exchange, which is a sister company of Invest Bank, we wanted to it's always tying back to the same thing. How can we help normal people, normal cryptocurrency users empower themselves through this incredible asset? Last bit, 2018, we roll out our parent company, the Invest Group, with the same strategy that we use for Invest Bank, which is a really cutting edge software methodology combined with retail and physical distribution. And we wanted to bring that to other companies. We wanted to build a portfolio of companies that embodied this vision and that we can help proliferate. And so we were able to build this parent holdings company and really build out a great portfolio of startups and invest and grow them out all over the world. At this point, there's about 20 different projects in our portfolio, ranging from banking to enterprise, data management. And what we really specialize in now is developing the cutting edge software that it takes to kind of underpin a lot of these projects. And so I'm actually sitting in the world's first Invest campus, which is a state-of-the-art research and development facility. I'm in the one in Asia. This is Bangalore, India. It's about 130-person R&D facility where we incubate the best talent for blockchain startups, obviously focusing on software, but also focusing on marketing and digital distribution. Right now it's 7:30 in the morning here, so 6:30 in the morning here. And so you might see the employees starting to walk in a bit. I think this all, again, is important as you start to realize where we are, what's our mindset. And as we look at what we're going to talk about today, I think that will become more self-evident as to how the decisions that we make to solve problems in the crypto are actually rooted in the one desire to help average people get access to it. So without any more time talking about us, let's go straight into the opportunity at hand. And why I love what we do here is because the opportunity at hand is so much greater than any one company. It's so much more magnificent than what we can even start to imagine. So I'm on CoinMarketCap. here, which is a very popular, no, the most popular cryptocurrency website in the world. They get about 30 million unique visitors every month. And so that shows you why are they so popular? What is about this website that makes so many people in crypto come here? And the answer is it's a price aggregator. It's the most popular price aggregator in the world. Here you can see the prices of Bitcoin. As you can see, Bitcoin is up 10% this morning. Gentlemen, did we buy any last night? Of course we didn't. You know, and that's really it. Exactly that reaction that I just had where I saw that number and I got so excited is why CoinMarketCap has so many users. People are very much addicted to the profits and losses and volatility cycles that are wrapped up in this new market. It's so fast, it's so dynamic. It seems like there's so much going on, and that's why everyone comes here to get their daily fix of prices. What did the next ICO take off? Is Bitcoin up? Is Bitcoin down? Did I make money? Did I lose money? And this is really the sentiment of a retail. You know, it's definitely not in bubble stage right now. It's come down quite a bit, so it's deflated. But it's still retail hysteria, is what I would call it. It's people looking to make profits in the market prematurely, and so that element right there is what we want to warn against. There's nobody more bullish on Bitcoin than myself. You know, almost every single asset in my life has been now in crypto or in, you know, in the companies that we invest in, which are all crypto. So I'm definitely not making a case against Bitcoin. However, I don't think that the average person coming into crypto today should be concerned with how can I pick the next hot coin? How can I triple my money in Bitcoin? I think that is beyond the sense of reasonability for people at this point, and people don't just have that money to kind of play around with. And so does that mean that average people are too late? And does that mean that there's no opportunity left in crypto? It's completely the opposite, completely the contrary. We want to show why that's the case and maybe why people are looking in the wrong place for their opportunity. Everyone looks at the price of Bitcoin. The two most important statistics on CoinMarketCap are these two. Market capitalization, which is showing how much total US dollars of value are in crypto, all cryptos. That number is 193 billion. And then the other one is 24-hour trading volume, which shows you how much trades, US dollars worth of crypto were exchanged in the last 24 hours. Bitcoin to Ether, Ether to Ripple, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's 100 billion. Okay, neither of these numbers are overly impressive in terms of standalone because they are not that big in comparison to other financial markets. So what's remarkable is their comparison to each other because 24-hour trading volume being half of the entire market cap, meaning 1 out of every $2 in the last 24 hours in crypto exchanged hands. There's no other asset that's even remotely close. That's even 10% of that type of dynamic trading. And what does that mean? It means that there's lots of exchanges happening, and that means that there's lots of transactions happening. Who's benefiting off of that? Well, if you are familiar with the way that markets work, you know that exchanges, market makers, liquidity providers, people that build platforms to enable that type of trading are the benefactors, because those people are essentially not taking the price risk themselves, but are actually managing an order book that lets you buy and sell. And they are making money whether the price goes up, down, sideways, in circles, because they're making money transactionally. And whether you're selling or buying, you're still paying transaction fees. And so this is by far the most lucrative and proven model in cryptocurrency. Nothing else has manifested itself to this degree. And so the real question is, who are these people? How much money are they making? Well, the thing about CoinMarketCap that I love is that it also aggregates the exchanges. You can go to rankings, click exchanges, and click adjusted volume. And that will give you the list of all the exchanges that are in action, and they aggregate them very nicely. The top exchange in the world in the last 24 hours is a company called Bitforex. It's actually one I know relatively well, but I don't think most people on this call would know who they are. But let's look at the scale here. In the last 24 hours, they traded $2.7 billion worth of crypto traded on their platform. If they were charging a percentile, like a basis point, not even 1%, a basis point of a fee, less than a percent of a fee, they would have cleared 0.1%. They would have cleared $2.7 million in profit. by facilitating $2.7 billion in fees in the last 24 hours without buying a single crypto. That's the power of being a market maker. That's the power of building a platform that other people can use to fulfill their desires. And to make that type of money, whether the market's up, down, sideways, is really powerful because now you have sustainability. Now, does that mean that every exchange in the world is that profitable and that sustainable? No, not at all. The top 10, there's over 800 exchanges at this point and counting. The top 10 exchanges do most of the trading. The top 100 do almost 99.9% of the trading. But that goes to show you that there is so much room in this industry for people to come in and make quite a bit of money with very little risk. And exchanges have taken advantage of that. They've perpetuated that, and they've profiteered off of that. And they've provided a great service, liquidity, access to markets, access to trade. However, they also do a lot of damage. They also have a lot of issues. And that is where we, as a company, as Invest, wanted to address those issues with the Project Global Exchange, which really began in the bowels of Invest about a year and a half ago, or actually longer than that. Now, I keep saying that so many times, I feel like it's freezing in time here. Really, we wanted to address two issues. See, when you have so many different exchanges, targeting so many different customers, what that does is it creates fragmentation, because now a user, in order to adopt crypto, would have to learn about all of these platforms and learn to choose between them, learn the different interfaces, learn different regulations, learn the different protocols, learn the different terminal technologies. It's a really cumbersome task for a new user who's already not the most sophisticated. And then they have to create many accounts. They got to get verified. They got to move money, pay deposit withdrawal fees. It's a tremendous amount of complexity, which actually makes people less likely to adopt. Fragmentation stifles adoption. Interoperability harnesses adoption. In other words, if people can freely interact between platforms, that actually makes it easier to the whole industry to adopt. That's not the case here. Every exchange operates on its own server, on its own database. Okay, that's one issue. It's just complexity. It's too complicated for people to use. On the other side, you have a much more pending issue. I mean, a much more troublesome issue, which is security. These exchanges are making vulnerable billions of dollars of crypto assets on their servers because so many people are transferring money to them. And that in and of itself has an interesting dichotomy, because now as you are rendering your assets available on these exchanges, there's incredible amounts of pressure on them by malicious actors, by hackers to take down their servers and take the crypto, because in order for you to have access to such fast trades, the money is not sitting offline or in a cold storage or in hardware storage. It's sitting on the internet, which is very vulnerable. And so it's like a double-edged sword. In order for you to get your fast trades, the exchange has to keep the assets online, and thus causing more of a problem when it comes to security. And lots of crypto exchanges have been hacked, and most of them haven't been hacked from the client side. They've been hacked from the server side, meaning people are concerned about their individual accounts, but they got to be concerned about the infrastructure on which these are internet-based applications. And so security, usability. Right? These are the issues of the day. Clearly, optionality is not an issue. There's thousands of coins, tens of thousands of coins, and hundreds, if not thousands, of exchanges. So actually, there's too much optionality. And that's where we wanted to step in. And that's where we came to step in with concept of global exchange. And what we wanted to proliferate was, how can we build a new age operating system, an operating system for the cryptocurrency markets, for the way people exchange. We call it the Exchange OS. And essentially, what is an Exchange OS? It's like an operating system for your computer on the client side that you can get accustomed to. So let me draw an analogy between personal computers and cryptocurrency. At the end of the 20th century, really, as we went into the 1980s, personal computing was becoming a very hot, dynamic industry, particularly in California and parts of the Western United States, where there's so many companies coming up, hardware manufacturers, Intel, HP, Lenovo, Dell, IBM, obviously. Acer, these companies were building hardware throughout the proliferation of the computer revolution, and they were causing complexity. because no one wanted to engage with so many different types of hardware. And that's where two companies really saw an opportunity. One was obviously Apple, the other one was Microsoft. I think that Microsoft had a little bit more cadence as it pertained to multi-hardware software distribution, but Apple had more cadence as it pertained to building the best software, I think. And so both of them understood one thing. It really doesn't matter about who makes the hardware. It matters about how the client interacts with it. See, hardware on a computer is just processing power. It's like horsepower. It's not solving problems. It's like a tool. It's like a raw commodity. What you needed was an OS, a Windows, a DOS, a Mac OS that you can interact with, that you can personalize, that you can learn in order to get your problem solved. Send emails, type documents, make spreadsheets, whatever, edit videos. That's what an OS did, irrespective of the hardware. They made hardware unified, especially Microsoft. And so we wanted to see that the same thing is happening in crypto. There's so many exchanges. They're great protocol interfaces. They're great lending platforms. They're great betting platforms. They trade so many options on the infrastructure level. But there needs to be a unified interface for people to make use of it. And that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to create that interface so that clients can simply engage with all of these great platforms without over complexifying it. And that's what we did. Global Exchange stands to be that and has proven itself to be that in three verticals of crypto so far. We'll go through that and we're going to continue to advance that. So what do I mean? Let's take a look at the platform. Our main operating system is called Nitrous, GX Nitrous. It's like Microsoft Windows. It's available at gxnitrous.com. And what you can do here is you can simply log in, create a free account and log in. I'm going to log into my account right now. And here you will be greeted with a home page as well as a menu on the left-hand side that shows you kind of everything that I talked about. And this homepage is really your portfolio management tool that lets you see the entire picture in one place. That's called the vault. And this is where you go between fiat currency and cryptocurrency seamlessly in clicks, in seconds, where you can top up your account or withdraw funds from your bank and from your bank into US dollar accounts, and then trade seamlessly, get into crypto, onboard into crypto. But once you have the crypto, that's where we unlock the power of the OS, where we allow you to look at the different verticals in crypto and access multiple platforms in a unified interface. Let's take an example with trading, right? So trading is the first one that we wanted to tackle because it's kind of core, it's driving a lot of the adoption. So what did we say? There are too many exchanges with too many interfaces. So what we've built here is a way where you can actually choose. Right now, you see the two exchanges at the top, Bitfinex and Crex. Our API works with about 170 of them. Later this week, we'll be launching with about pre-launching, about 5 exchanges where you can actually trade directly on. This is a Bitfinex order book or Crex order book, and trade directly on these platforms from one terminal, whether using your own API key or using a syndicate tool. Now, this is really powerful because now you have multiple exchanges giving you price data. You have multiple options. You don't have to pay withdrawal deposit fees, and you're making optimized decisions from a single user interface. And the same principle where we bring the exchange to the party and we let the user interact with as many as they want in a simple way is what we do in every vertical, whether that's lending or algorithmic trading or betting. We want to drive that same type of two-sided network in every vertical, thus creating business volume and demand for the platform, adoption for the platform, while creating simplicity for the user. And so that essentially looks at what Global Exchange does and what's the vision here. Obviously, we can talk for hours. No, we can talk for days about each of the products. There's tremendous amount of content, literature, videos, online, YouTube, and websites about each of these products because they're so interesting, even in a standalone. But today, I just wanted you guys to kind of get an understanding of like, oh my goodness, this basically says there's an onboard, offboard ramp between fiat and crypto. That's the vault. That's like our version of Coinbase. Go from dollars to crypto, crypto to dollars. Simply, bank account, credit card, all of that. Once you have the crypto, you can interact with the whole party. And all your favorite brands come here. And so that's really the GXOS. It's an incredible opportunity for users. I don't forget about anyone else, for users to simplify their life, for the cryptocurrency markets to adopt a rudimentary kind of seamless interface that people can learn to love and use. So now let's talk about the opportunity here. Well, this seems like something people would be interested in because, first of all, to sign up, it's free. To sign up, it takes 2 seconds. It doesn't require any type of commitment from a user. It just gives people optionality and gives people an opportunity to get crypto and further their crypto journey. Well, you as a user can actually elevate your stance and join the select group of exchanges that we outlined in the first part of this presentation. Now, typically, if you wanted to start an exchange today, you would have to go hire a software development team. You could do that anywhere between, I don't know, $50,000 to $500,000. You could probably spend $50 million on developing exchange software. It depends on where you do it, how you do it, what your concern is, what's your priority. But whatever, let's say you figure that out. Now you got a platform. All right, well, now you need to manage it, host it, secure it, find liquidity, do accounts management. I mean, KYC, AML, figure out how people are going to fund and deposit, like banking, logistics. I mean, the easy part is to start an exchange. I assure you of that. Managing it is tremendously expensive, way more expensive than building it, and way more risky in terms of downside damage that can happen. So, like, let's say you're willing to go through all of that. Then the question is, how do you compete with the biggest exchanges in the world that already have market positions, geographic monopolies, etc.? So that is possible, and we would recommend, if you have the gumption, the capital, the experience to do that, go do that and come talk to us. We'll put you on our platform because we love to work with new exchanges. However, we think that's not practical for most people. We think that's as unpractical as someone going, the average person going and putting their life savings in Bitcoin, which we also seem to be a really bad idea because people are not ready for that type of risk yet. What we offer is a hybrid. We wanted to see, can we allow people to launch a version of an exchange, a mini crypto business, without taking the responsibility of running their own, but still getting paid in the same way. So what does that look like in the financial world, where you're not the manufacturer of the product, you're not the bank, you're not the insurance company, you're not the mortgage underwriter, and you're not obviously just the user? Well, you usually would call that a broker. You would call that an affiliate. You would call that someone who's driving traffic, and on the back of that traffic getting paid. And so we said that in crypto, there's nothing like this, where you can actually get paid for the lifetime of the customer for onboarding users. And so we wanted to build out the world's first cryptocurrency brokerage network, where you can launch your digital brokerage in seconds. And what does it actually look like? Well, again, everyone signs up for Global Exchange as a free user, gets verified, plays around with their account. Now, if they want to be a broker, they can simply transition their user account to being a broker account. How do they do that? What's the cost associated? Technically speaking, you need to have 1,000 GX tokens. GX tokens is our native cryptocurrency. It's something that we brought to the market in order to allow people to become brokers. Instead of charging our brokers a monthly fee, a one-time fee, whatever it is, we said, listen, you commit to the network and the network will commit to you. You acquire 1,000 GXT. You could buy it directly from the platform by clicking buy crypto, clicking GXT, or you can figure out to buy it from someone who already has it. Once you have 1,000 GXT in your wallet, you just need to put it in a staking contract here. And as soon as you put it in that staking contract, you unlock this tab. Now, if you're a normal user, when you sign up for free, you can use everything, no obligation, but you don't get this broker tab. And what is this broker tab? This broker tab is a suite of enterprise management tools that allow you to run your business. If you click it, you can kind of get to see what your brokerage starts to look like. And every broker, once they stake their coins, gets a custom checkout link. And this checkout link has a identification. And all they do is they send this to their customers. They send this, they put it against ads that they're running, they market it. And users sign up free, 2 minutes, get access to the platform, the job is done. You're not required to do anything. Actually, you're not pretty much even supposed to be doing anything more than that. What you're doing is you're building a book of business. Now the fun part starts. Every time that customer transacts, you're getting paid. You're keeping the exchange fees, the trading fees that the exchange would have done. And you can see and manage that all from your broker statement. You can see what fees you're earning, what on each type of transaction. There's so many types of transactions. You can see all the customers in your brokerage, where they're from, what they're doing. You could, like, as you can see, I'm using this for my test. You can set your own fees on your OTC trades. You can do so many things, streamline your business, and you have no monthly cost, you have no overhead, you have no risk, you never buy and sell crypto, you never touch currency, you never touch money. You're simply driving and building a book of business on the back of the world's first exchange operating system. You get paid transaction fees from every customer for the lifetime of that customer on every type of transaction, not just trades, bets, lending decisions, everything that they do. And now think about it like this. On the back of that, if they become a broker, because there's an override policy, you actually override them unlimited levels down. We created a very special algorithm to monitor that. So in other words, everything you touch in Global Exchange pays you. And we did that on purpose because we knew that in order to make crypto adoptive, we had to let people have faces. We had to let the human touch of crypto get shine, which is really what's missing. It's kind of the idea that we always had with InvestBank, and now it's in a different way in Global Exchange, and InvestBank is doing it in a different way. How can we bring adoption? We can only bring adoption by being humane and really helping the customer, whether it's the retail branches, physical people that are going out and making this asset simple and easy to use. And this is what brokers are excited about. They're excited about a no-risk way to make unlimited income off the hottest asset in the world. One-time job of signing up a user pays you for life. And so that's really the opportunity here. I'm gonna close the presentation and open it up for questions. If you guys have any, please put it in the chat. And if you, what I would just recommend everyone doing, I recommend at the end of every call is go find the person that told you about this and sign up for free. Get their link, sign up for free. Because then you can at least see what you like, what you don't like. You can see how easy it is for you, see how easy it is in your country to work with Global Exchange. You can play around with it. You can see which products are beta testing, which products are ready for production, because about 4 of these products are still in test. As you can see, if you click this, it's not gonna let you go, it's still in testing. Some of them are released for beta testing among special users, and some of them are full production ready. But really, most people are using the Vault right now. Vault and Broker, get crypto, sell crypto, get into the market. And so it's an incredible opportunity for people to do. That's the simplest way to buy crypto in the world. And it's the greatest opportunity for someone to build a business sustainably in crypto. So opening it up for questions now. Wow, no questions. That's first. That means I must have done a reasonable job explaining what it is. Obviously, I can't go into everything. It would take days to even start to explain one element of this in true detail. But that's why we built out communities on Facebook. We have an official YouTube channel where we publish tons of content. We have a lot of our brokers are building content, obviously documentation from a technical perspective, tremendous amounts of web literature that you guys can harness when you guys get involved to kind of further educate yourself. I mean, and that's the best thing. Breaking something is the best education. I always just say is that, like, sign up and break it and play around with it. See what doesn't work, see what works, because we're obviously still early stage. To give you some numbers, because that's something I didn't do. Let me, before I answer the one question that I do have, let me show one more thing. Kind of, this is a live analytics dashboard that everyone has access to, customers, users, brokers. You could just go to gxbroker.com and go click this little menu top right corner and click GX Pulse, and GX Pulse will take you to this dashboard. Kind of gives you the pulse of the global exchange universe. So right now you can see that there are 1,648 brokers worldwide, 86 countries, about $250,000 in commissions have been paid out. And what we're really excited about is the fact that we're just beginning. We started to beta test this a couple months ago, and now we're really rolling out the in-field sales strategy. And this thing is, catching fire faster than anyone can imagine, including us. And so we're trying to keep up and make sure everyone is happy. So Anne asks, so customers wanting to purchase BTC can do it from their own back office? Yeah, I mean, everyone's a customer first. I mean, that's a great question. I think sometimes because it's a opportunity webinar, people forget. I mean, 99% of people, if we have 1,500 brokers, that means we have like 8,000 customers, I think, and free users and half of them have never bought anything. They just created accounts and they're learning about it. How does that work? Like, you sign up, you get everything and you're not obligated to anything. What you first do is you fund your account. You fund your account fiat currencies. We give you this US denominated account. How can you fund your account? Well, the options are here. You could fund from your brokerage balance if you've already made commissions, but if you're a new customer, obviously you wouldn't be able to do that. Bank transfer is the best way. We have domestic banking operations in the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, European Union. We're building them out in Asia. Like you can literally transfer domestically to get your account funded. You can do e-transfer if you're in Canada because we're domiciled in Canada. We're overseen in Canada, so we have the most leverage there. You can use credit card with our InstaCrypto purchase brand that allows you to buy up to $20,000 worth of crypto in credit card. You can purchase crypto in a variety of ways, and that might be all that you want to do and nothing more. And now you can start to think, well, why, if that is all that you want to do, you should be more excited because now you know that other people also are looking for a simple way to buy and sell crypto. And that's where the opportunity lies. Because as a broker, you get to make fees off of all of that. And if you're not interested in being a broker, then you're going to be a very happy customer, using the service to buy, store, trade, and all of the stuff for your crypto. I hope that answers the question. Okay, no problem. All right, guys, I think that will wrap it up for today, unless there is any pending questions. Like always, there'll be elements of this webinar that go on YouTube. I mean, lots of our webinars are already on YouTube if you want to rewatch them. And like, get back to the person that brought you here today. I mean, they're just as excited about the crypto space, and what they want is to get you a free account so that you can start playing around and learning about it. And that really drives a lot of adoption for crypto, which is our goal, because we think crypto will help a lot of people, especially if they're trying to ignite their finances. So until next time, I am your host, Sharpan. Thank you for your time. I appreciate every one of you, and I will see you on the next webinar for Ignite My Finances. Thank you.